Hello everyone, and welcome to Ready City Crit. I am your Dungeon Master, Harna, and joining me is a bunch of cold, sleepy individuals. Let's start off with the person who's the most sleepy, and then we'll work our way up to our most bright and breezy of the bunch.
Probably one that we're going to be all jumping in to be first, but I'm going to go first because I've not had more than 7 hours sleep in a night for about 4 weeks, which is great. I need my sleep, guys. I need my sleep. It's not funny. Yes, I'm Rob. I play Bodger, the halfling monk and just general lifesaver of the party. He's not, medically leaning, but he did save everybody not too long ago. But, he's fine letting people forget about it. It's cool.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm George. I haven't slept more than 7 hours consecutively since I was about 11. Not sure what this guy's talking about. I'm doing fine. I play Malice Severe, the Drow Rogue. Nope, not a rogue. Dear God. Maybe I am a rogue. I don't know.
A little
Turned out I was lying
Freudian
the whole
slip
time.
there. Holy shit.
Drow Cleric. There we go.
We've not had a dramatic twist like that since our other Drow character.
Nothing.
These guys.
The Drow Cleric, she's not a great person, but she's trying her best most of the time.
She's definitely trying, that's for
She's
sure.
trying. She's maybe a little more pro-slavery than we'd like, but what are you gonna do? And I'll pass it on to our next sleepy creature.
Supposed to be me. Hi, my name is Will Sword, and I'm a very sleepy man. I've been working nights for probably about 20 years now, so yeah, sleep pattern's fucked. I play Bahagor, a fighter warlock, dragonborn that is a very jolly individual, and he likes to drink a lot of milk, and farts very smelly. And I'm gonna go to the last member of our party.
Hello, I'm Adam. For the past few weeks, I've been getting consecutively 8 to 9 hours of sleep, so I'm fine.
Gels.
The death stare from Rob. And like half of those days I actually get 10 to 11, so...
Fucking hell, Jesus. Get like in a weekend. All 3 days combined.
Oh, the power of university. Anyway, I play Scratch, our human druid. What can I say about her? She can turn into various animals, she works as a guide, she can drink quite a lot, and her strength in her human form is greater than in her bear form, so...
Yeah.
And I'll pass the word on to our lovely DM tonight.
She's sick of the bodybuilder.
That's why D&D is a fantasy game, because you regularly sleep 8 hours, you know?
But I do sleep 8 hours in real life, so that's not fantasy.
Courageous fighters, no. We sleep 8 hours a day. That's what we do.
Okay, who would like to remind us exactly what was happening previously?
Fuck knows, it's been too long.
Ritual.
Ritual,
Sacrifice. Is that happening? I don't know.
I think that's happening. I don't think it's been like called yet, has it?
Happened? The name hasn't been put on the hat yet, has it?
The name is it's currently 6 p.m. The name is going to be drawn at 7, and then the actual sacrifice will take place at midnight when the moon is at its highest.
It's kind of a dick move, you know? Like,
we're
calling
gonna
the
watch
sacrifice
sacrifice.
name and then leaving it a few hours.
It's to give them like the chance to get their affairs in or say goodbyes and shit.
Oh yeah, so Bahagor had his little momentum last week, and he found out he can either be a murderer or the victim of a murder or a reincarnation or a ghost or something. He's got a little bit of identity issue at the moment. And
You went
that
searching for
explains
answers and just found a fuck ton more questions.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the loose cannon.
His memory's a little bit fucked. He doesn't remember much. And
Let's not read too much into the fact that Villas in consecutive campaigns played the whole 2 people in 1 body thing. It's like, yeah, that's not something to seek counselling
it's not
about,
two
mate. You're
people in the
fine.
body. We don't know that yet.
Well, not yet, but...
Oh yeah.
I think we all have our preferred character tropes in the characters we play.
Yeah.
Hey, I went very against slavery to the other side.
Yeah. Growth
And then,
comes in many forms.
Oh yeah. Also, how could we possessed as well? We never know. We don't know.
Look,
Or it could be
growth
walking around
isn't
the killer.
always positive.
It's not always linear. Sometimes we have steps back, and that's okay. Just
Oh, if I found
not
out that
necessarily
he's
for slavery.
whoever the person was in that cabin, he's got some. He used to own some ships in the harbor, and I think we looked in one of them, couldn't find anything, and there's another two that we didn't look at to find any clues or anything.
I think there was 4 ships.
Oh, the 4 ships, was it? Yeah.
Frostmaiden,
gonna have
Oral's
time to
Mercy, the Silverfin, and Northwind's Bounty. I think you found the Northwind's Bounty on the side of the pier.
I think we're now running out of time, so we're gonna go to the sacrifice now, are we? I think
I
that's what
believe that was the plan.
Wanna miss it?
Oh, killing people! Oh boy!
You gotta
Nothing's
get
ready
there
for
early
kids.
to get a good seat. It's like the Disney fireworks, you know.
Look, kids! Look, that midnight's gonna die today. Isn't that wonderful, kids?
but,
So yeah, is that where you're going to head? You do have an
Absolutely
hour
not
if you want to get
travel up
anything
where
in
he
order before
goes.
you go to this name drawing, or you can go straight there.
Scratch will go straight there with her plot to intervene later on.
Oh, and Bodger had a little talk with that strange fella as well, didn't he? Because he was following us.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the sheriff.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
it's
person
like
who was working with the
Tiefling-
speaker.
The Tiefling guy.
Yeah, he was basically like he basically like the sheriff of the town, and he basically runs a militia. Yeah, he was curious based on the questions being asked about this unclosed case that he's this cold case. No pun intended.
He was like, man, that sure is.
That would have been a great title. God damn. Should have called it Cold Case. Next week. You all head to the town hall in preparation for this name drawing of the sacrifice to Oral. There is, as you kind of like round the corner from the Free Flag ceiling, coming towards the town hall, which sits on this like Y junction. The streets are heaving with people. It looks like almost everyone from Targos has come out to be here and hear the name being drawn. You see there is a little small kind of like porch at the front of the town hall, which is covered by a roof that juts out, has wooden struts supporting it, is slightly raised as well, almost like a makeshift stage, but it has a little fence area around it as well. It's intended definitely more of like a little, probably somewhere on, if there ever was in the Icewind Dale warmer months, somewhere where maybe a table and chairs could be placed and then have someone to enjoy the outside air while still being sheltered and on the property, as opposed to being on the hard road itself. You see standing up there, you recognize speaker Nerth Maxel Dinar, who is currently kind of like talking to his sheriff, this tiefling. Get his name. Captain Scaff, the kind of like person who runs the actual town militia, or the Targos Guard. This tiefling individual there, who that they tend to be the one who draws the name and puts things in place to have the sacrifice occur on the Earth's kind of order. As you all kind of like find a little spot to stand, probably somewhere near enough the back, doesn't take long for the proceedings to begin. You see there is a table brought out from the town hall itself, and in which there is a kind of, it looks almost like a little like barrel, like a very small barrel. There, it's mounted on like two little sticks with like a little actual splint kind of going down the middle of the barrel. And on one end of this splint, there's a little handle that allows it to be cranked.
It's a bingo machine.
It's kind of like a bingo machine.
Oh,
So you see the captain's scath goes up. They open the inside, the actual thing itself, and they take from a pouch that they have, and they begin dumping in, and you see lots of little bits of paper all falling into the actual tumbler itself. They close the lid. They have a little latch. They latch it shut, and they begin spinning it around. Nearth kind of addressed the crowd, and you hear him quite, proudly, kind of like announcing, like, "People of Targos, once again, another month has passed since our last sacrifice, and this month has been, for us, quite good in the weather's front. Clearly, our sacrifices to Oral are appeasing her. So, we will continue with our plan to do so. We do not have a lot of wood. We do not have a lot of food. But we do, unfortunately, have a lot of people. And compared to other towns and settlements who offer merely food or firewood to appease her, they have been having bad luck in the form of horrible things occurring. There was a white albino creature in the forest of Lonelywood to our north, attacking and mauling those woodcutters for leaving simply wood out. We have been blessed with no such strange thing. Even over in Bremen, there is this strange monster that prowls the waters, attacking fishing boats. Our fishermen do not suffer any ill will by any creature of that lake. We are simply allowed to fish peacefully. It is a grim choice, but it is fair to say that this choice must be working. So until it stops working, we have agreed to all continue with it going forward. Now, Captain Scath here will draw a name. Whomever the name is on the docket will have until midnight tonight, 5 hours, to get one's affairs in order. At that point, they will be cast out onto the icy lake, and we will watch them go until they are no longer seen. And let Oral do whatever they will with them, so that the rest of us may live in relative peace and warmth. Thank you. He stands one side. He gestures to Captain Scath, who at this point stops the tumbler, undoors the little latch at the top. He pulls out a small bit of paper, and then
while they're doing this, I wanted to pay close attention to the drawer to see if I see anything dodgy going on, like any weird movements or anything like that.
Make
a sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's a little sleight of hand,
Yeah, make a perception check.
Perception, where is it? Do I have luck? Second. Yeah, I'm gonna use a lucky as well. Oh no, fuck! I don't have it for some reason. I don't have it. I think I had long rest. Yes, I don't have it. Okay, fine. It's normal one. Perception. Pew. Oh, 21. Not bad.
21's very good. You notice that this, as he's holding the bit of paper up to the light, obviously it's dark right now, so he's got like a little torch to help him see. Although he's a tiefling and probably should have, ways to see in the darkness, he still has a little light to make it a bit easier for him. And the way the light catches him where you're standing, that bit of paper, you can't make out the text and you're too far away. But whoever wrote this must have had a very delicate hand, because it looks like, with the light shining through the paper, there is nothing written on it.
No.
And then Captain Scath announces loudly, "Keen Harrowmont!" And then he drops a bit of paper back in the tumbler and locks it shut. And then that is taken by two servers back inside.
I look at the rest of the party, like, did you all see what I just saw? I'm pretty sure there was nothing written in that paper.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm pretty sure, my friend. I mean, I know it's very dark, but I'm really good at seeing the dark, and that for me, it There was nothing written in that paper. It was blank.
Hearing this, Scratch would start communicating telepathically as to not be overheard because, plots. But she contact Baggersley. Alright, I will save this poor man, or try to, and you will get proof with the others of this treachery. Does that make sense?
What's the guy's name?
He called out Kieran Harrowmont, and it is further reinforced as Captain Scath calls again, looking over the crowd with like a stern look. You see, kind of, if you guys are in the back left, somewhere in the middle right of the crowd, there's a little kerfuffle. And then you see a hand go up, a slender, pale hand, long fingers, and you hear a voice that you would not tie to someone called Kieran. And you hear a woman say, "My brother is very, very sick. I don't believe that Auril will be happy with such a sacrifice. I step forward in his place. I offer myself instead of him. I don't think he would even be able to make it far enough out into the lake for us to lose sight of him in this condition. Please, take me instead." And Captain Scath kind of like raises an eyebrow. You see he looks at Neath, goes, "This is most unprecedented, Speaker." And Neath looks over the crowd. "If Velen is happy to take the place of her brother, then I suppose, as long as there is a sacrifice, Auril will be happy. Very well, we will honor this swap, in a sense." And the crowd, you hear lots of little whispers going off. Some people there, you kind of hear like something like, "Oh, Frostmaiden might not like this. Maybe she will. Maybe she likes women more than men. I don't know. Which might piss her off, so something shocking if she doesn't." And it's like lots of little things going back and forth. And it definitely is stirring a bit of drama and something to talk about.
Maybe she likes women more than men. I mean, who doesn't?
Now, I'm a little bit of a situation. I don't know, what would Bahagor do here? I mean, he's a chaotic good character.
I would like Bahagor also to make me a history check, please.
I don't know if Bahagor would intervene or not. A history check, you said, right?
Yes, please.
9.
Never mind.
But Scratch.
I'm sorry, it's good. Sorry.
She like looked to Bahagor, who she told what she was probably still using telepathy, seeing as when you're trying to intervene in a human sacrifice, you want to be discreet. So what we gonna do? And she will also communicate with others in turn. But then she would tell the others what Bahagor saw if they didn't hear. I'm not sure.
Can you respond telepathically or no?
I think so. I'll double check. Sorry. I'm almost certain that we did do it, but I could be mistaken. Psycrystal. Because once you telepathy at a range, I have to see how telepathy works. Fuck.
That'll probably be in the monster manual or the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Telepathy is a magical ability allows one to communicate mentally when creature specified. The content producer does not share a language in this way in it, but must be able to speak language. A creature without telepathy can receive and respond to telepathic messages, can't initiate. So, yes, you can reply back telepathically, but Scratch has to basically reach out to you first.
Cool. So Scratch will basically set up a telepathic link of telephone between all the characters.
Takes a little bit of time, longer than just having a full-way conversation, because you have to obviously transmit everything back and forth.
Yeah, I would say she would be doing this to the point if they were leaving, to the point where they were in privacy, but she would want to get this out of the way as soon as possible so she can take some form of action.
I kind of replied to Scratch. I say, well, Scratch, you're not really big fan of letting this person be sacrificed, right?
No, that's what I said. I'm happy to save him. So
I think if you're gonna do something, I have to do it now. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to prove anything after.
Well, I think that if
we could steal the barrel.
I was about to say, if you manage to break into his house in the night while I was flying out, because everybody will be distracted at looking at this man leaving. So if you use that chance to break in and steal it and prove that it's all fake, I can in the meanwhile make sure that he lives.
how about if you start a ruckus now and we get the people questioning them and we get them to check that the barrel now?
I'm not sure though. I think that we don't have.
I will
that
say the
much sway
barrel
as
now has
criminals.
been taken inside the town hall.
I
Well,
think-
there you go. The barrel's gone.
Yeah. Like,
It's whisked away pretty quick. It was like name was drawn, name was put back in, thing was locked, and the two servants kind of like just immediately wheeled it back inside. And it's on like a little like table of wheels. Like
I would say that if you three manage to break into the hall,
Even if there is a name on the paper, why would you put it back in? You're gonna have to go digging for that later. You can't sacrifice someone twice. That's not how sacrifices work.
But that's the thing is,
If you do them right, at least.
There was no name on the paper at all. That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
Are you sure?
think
It's
one-
pretty snowy and dark, and you're not very bright.
Pretty sure what I saw. I can see really well in the dark, my friend. Trust me. And I could clearly see that from where we're standing here. I'm pretty sure there was absolutely no name written in that paper.
Butcher, maybe you with your skill set, you could probably lead incursion, so to say, into getting this out.
I'm probably pretty sneaky enough to get in there, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, like my idea would probably be like, I make sure that the person doesn't get sacrificed unjustly, and you all manage to get proof, and then Bahagor with his, let's be honest, pretty good crowd-pleasing skills could make a great accusation with, in front of the people at the speaker, with what can be hard proof. People here have, I would say, big trust in the speaker. Loyalty and hierarchy is what keeps these people alive. So unless we'll have any hard evidence, they'll be, I believe, hard to sway.
If you challenge him in front of the crowd, I could cast Zone of Truth. Then he can't even lie about it.
That's also ideal, yeah.
I think that's our best opportunity. If you want, I can challenge them right now.
I would.
Obviously, I will need your support in it.
obviously because you guys are not speaking openly enough to delay proceedings. You hear Speaker Nereth call out, and he says, if you all would like to return at midnight on the outer walls, we will watch. He gestures down to the crowd. We'll watch Velen take the mantle of her brother on his behalf and appease the Frostmaiden for another month. Until then, count yourselves lucky. But now, the crowd begins to slowly start dispersing off. And he turns with Scath, and they both go inside.
I'm not very...
Or start darting to go inside.
Sneaky? Perhaps... it would be better for me to go to them and try and find out if there's a particular reason they might have been selected for this, if it's not random chance.
Alright, sure, you can try and talk with them.
I mean, I'm not overly persuasive either, but I think I'm more persuasive than I am sneaky.
Yeah, fair. And if something goes down, you'd be in town. It's not too big here. You could get there to help.
I can run in and throw some fire if things go south.
And there'll be enough of a crowd after, during the whole ritual or after it, to make the accusation more public and potent. So as long as Bodger and Bahagor manage to get the docket, we already have a case. And hopefully I'll manage to, help out the man. I could maybe put on a show to keep them there a bit longer afterwards, give him the gear. And then, I'll be an Arctic owl. I'll be basically, already somebody mistook me for Orel once, so I could just fly around a few swoops and screeches to make them believe that they are blessed or cursed, for them to keep watch.
Just be careful. The more you spend time as an animal, the more suspicious people are going to get about funny acting animals.
Well, we'll be leaving this town soon enough. This will be my last stunt for a while. But, so, are we all in with this, or in on this, or Bodger, do you have any recommendations, or
I don't know. I'll get in. I'll get the smoking gun, and then you sort out whatever it is you need to sort out with people.
basically, like while everybody's distracted, you get the smoking gun. I try to save this person, and maybe keep them entertained for a bit afterwards. And Bahagor will probably help out, and Malice tries to figure out if there is maybe a personal reason for them wanting to choose out this person in particular. Maybe we could try and look around for some rumors. You know, in a tavern, maybe they wronged the family or wronged the speaker.
Alice says out loud, not telepathically, I feel like the next sacrifice should get a band or something. It's kind of a dour mood.
Someone behind Malice, like, this lady gets it. Oh, this is a very somber affair. I would love some music. Let's go to the pub. And as people begin to trickle away as well, you're seeing a lot of people are overjoyed that they didn't get picked, and like, you know, people like embracing, like, you know, like, I'm so glad it wasn't you.
Get sacrificed.
Yeah.
Pretty good day for everyone except, you know, that one lady and her brother.
Definitely, yeah. But all in all,
Gotta do something to cheer people up. It's cold.
Yeah, are you trying to keep track of the sacrificee, Malice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because she kind of thinks all humans look the same anyway, so... It's like if I look away from this woman, I'm gonna forget what she looks like.
Scratch will probably go scout out, like, you know, do another scouting out of the ritual ground, see if anything changed, and how the weather is gonna be.
Yeah, you want to do a little druid craft, and
yeah, she'll do a bit of druid craft, figure out if, you know, the... Oh, here we go again. But I think I did it last time. I think we should still have the weather up.
Probably, I'll do it from the 6 p.m. mark. Well, from the 7 p.m. mark, because that's where you are right now.
It was meant to be pretty good weather, wasn't it?
So
Yeah,
it is, for the next 2 hours, clear skies, then 2 hours of light cloud, then 5 hours of clear skies, then 1 hour of light cloud, then 4 hours of overcast, then 1 hour of storm clouds, then 4 hours of overcast, 2 hours of light cloud, 2 hours overcast, and then storm clouds, and that takes you up to your 24-hour mark.
Thank you. Yeah, so it will be clear skies. Cool. In that case,
Excellent
she would,
sacrifice saving weather.
Yeah, midnight it'll be
cool,
clear
in that
skies.
Sure. I'll just quickly check how long wild shape lasts. Sorry. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll figure out. I'll just say something when I figure out how long wild she lasts for. It'll be good.
Okay. And then what is everyone else doing? At this point, the speaker and the captain have both gone inside the town hall as well. People are beginning to trickle away. Nothing. It doesn't look like you guys are taking major action or like big accusation in a crowd setting. So everyone is just kind of going about their business. A lot of people heading like to the pub, or the tavern or the inn for drinks, to celebrate their success and things like that. You see, there's a little crowd of people as well around the sister and brother. Maybe it's hard to tell because the crowd's quite thick, but you can at least see Velen kind of standing quite almost like over the tall. She's quite a tall woman, probably like mid-30s or so. Quite strong. Definitely, probably, you know, spend some time on a fishing boat. You'd reckon, based on her stature and general, just, you know, demeanor.
Also, Scratch would just turn into an owl. She would find a discreet place, turn into an owl because it lasts for 2 hours, so that's more than enough for her to wait out the time a bit. And just fly straight out. And she would, you know, keep an eye on Velen and on the village in general as an owl.
Sure.
An Arctic one.
Cool. Yeah, you just start doing what.
Bodger wants to follow the bingo draw thing, the device.
So it's gone inside the town hall, so you're more than welcome to make your way over there.
Try and slip inside. If it's not going to be easy to slip inside the front door, he's going to look for an alternative entry.
Cool. Then I would say make a perception check so you can see any easier way in than just the front or back door.
20.
Okay. There is probably a window open on one of the upper levels. And like it's maybe not. It looks like maybe it was never closed fully. Like it's like just been left like a little bit out on vent almost, probably to air out a room perhaps. The town hall, it's quite a big building. It's probably been here for nearly as long as Torgos has. And there's even scars from like nature and even maybe past battles and stuff like that marking its walls. Generally, primarily timber, reinforced stone. And there's like lots of like weather motifs, like kind of like all along the door frames and lintels. You see this window probably on the second floor near some guttering, which you think you could maybe scurry up and like try to climb in across there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a bit of climbing, parkour style. If I can find somewhere to jump from, that'd probably be more suited to my skill set than just hiking myself up. But then again, I'm fairly small, so it doesn't take a lot to put myself up.
If you wanted to try to come in from a running jump situation, your best bet is probably there's a neighboring building that kind of backs onto it. It's not the right side where the window is, but you think the building there has quite a narrow alleyway with the building beyond it, just to the south of the town hall. You think you might be able to like basically use, if you put your back on one side and feet on the other, you could almost walk up this gap to get onto the roof. Yeah.
For a halfling.
It's kind of like, have you ever been to like Venice where like the buildings have like almost like started to fall in like from the actual ground has shifted? Like the buildings probably were not originally, but they like at the top they begun to like teeter down like that. So it probably starts off like hands and feet, but as you get near the top it probably can shifts more into like shuffling up, because they are literally like in time, if no one takes drastic action, these buildings will just become one building generally.
Have you ever been to Venice to explain something as like such a twat?
I don't think with many places.
I let it slide. I was going to let it slide.
I got to call him out for it.
I do that. No, that's fair. You're allowed. I don't get the same DM privileges that you do, though. Working on it. So I think that'd be better suited to Bodger's skill set.
Sure.
Especially sort of taking the focus off a little bit more, because I'm thinking I've got my slow fall, so if I fail, no biggie, I just land and go a different route. But also, I'm going to be better kind of getting in from above than climbing up from below on the actual town hall itself.
Most definitely. Okay, cool. So you're gonna basically like start shuffling up there. What is your strength score?
My strength score is 8.
Okay, so this generally would be more of like a core strength kind of thing to get initially up on the roof. So just make an athletics check. Because you're not rushing and can take your time with this, I would say you could do so with advantage, because you spent time to find the best place for you to climb up, with the best angles. 18, very admirable.
18.
Takes you about the guts like 5-10 minutes to like successfully get on the roof. Because as it begins to narrow out, you almost have to like lose an arm, like off the wall support to switch to your shoulder, and then it's a bit awkward and tedious. But as you shuffle up to the top, the actual leap from one rooftop to the other, as a monk, is pretty easy for you. You just give it the old yump across. I would say it's very simple to do with that 18. This is for the whole kind of feat. And then it is literally as simple as going to the far side of the building, basically holding on to the guttering, swinging down, opening the door, or the window, if maybe kick your foot, and then sliding in without being noticed. So let's make a stealth check to see how quietly you can achieve that. 10.
That's fun.
You swing open the window, and you into the room. The wooden board squeaks a little bit underfoot. The interior of the building is, these heavy wooden beams like crisscross across the ceilings. There are little lanterns and things like that in this room that aren't lit. This appears to be a bedroom. Oh, pardon me. Appears to be a bedroom that you stumbled into. It looks very well kept, but there's a coldness to the room that suggests it hasn't been used in a while. Like a fireplace lies empty, not even any coal or wood in it on one side of the room. There's a door beyond which is still closed, and yeah, there's no obvious signs that anyone is actively living here. Like the bedclothes have been clearly tidied and sorted and then just left, or if they have, here's very meticulous in everything that they do.
Cool. I'm going to carefully open the door to have a peek out to the sort of hallway.
You open the door. Door like it's a little wheeling creak as you peek out. You are in a sort of like balcony area that kind of like overlooks a large central chamber. Looking down, you see there's a round table that probably once served as some kind of like meeting hall from maybe a town council or something like that. This main chamber is lit. You see there's a big fireplace up against one wall, kind of like near where the stairs begin to curve up towards this like balcony area that you're kind of at. The fireplace is lit. You see there's a little small door leading outside, and next to that there is the actual tumbler itself. You see Scath, Captain Scath, and Nearth are currently talking nearby it. It looks like, as you kind of have peeked up and come in here, Scath has turned the tumbler over, and you notice he's filling up his little pouch of names again that he originally decanted it from back outside.
So, are they fully are all the names back in the pouch? Or some
Kind of in the moment, like kind of like rotating it around to get the last few scraped out and clean. It looks like they're in the process of emptying it, probably to, either maybe another census needs to go around, see people are still in the place and things like that. Who knows? But
and how far would it be if I was to run down there? How far would it be to kind of run to that point?
If you went as the crow flies, 20 foot. If you tried to go all the way around the stairs and down, you're probably talking like 40 foot or so.
Cool. Do I have line of sight on any side rooms on the ground floor next to this?
Make me a
next to where
perception
they
check.
are?
See if you see anything.
18.
Yeah, so literally just probably on the halfway point in between where they currently have the tumbler and the fire, there is a small little room, and you see there's like chairs stacked up in that room. It looks like maybe some kind of little small storage space, probably used to, like that maybe they bring out for like, events and things like that. But the door that is currently wide open, and you can see into it clearly, but it is dark in there. Like there's no light source or like that.
No windows.
No windows. It's like a little storage space. There are other rooms as well, but unfortunately they are currently closed.
Cool. I'm gonna chance it anyway. I'm gonna get a bit of fleece out of my pocket and give it a wiggle.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
Cool.
In the direction of one of the closed doors that I'm gonna gamble has a window in that room. For the sound of breaking glass.
Okay, cool. Nice.
And if possible, I'm going to do it out of direct line of sight of them, but still seeing that, so that if they were to look up, they wouldn't see me. They might hear me, obviously, but there's no verbal component to Minor Illusion.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
Very
not.
Yeah, so cracks. They will make a investigation check to see if they can recognize, if it's potentially an illusion or anything else. They are just 2 flat rolls.
DC 14, I believe. It doesn't tell me because I'm not a spellcaster traditionally.
Yeah. So Scath looks up and is like, "What was that?" And he begins moving over towards the sound. Nerth initially looks towards it, pauses, and then begins to look around the space.
Slowly duck back.
Make me another stealth check.
26.
You slink back into the room. He scans over. Well, Scath, this is why I don't like this place. It probably is haunted. God knows what's happening here. I'm gonna head back to the Luskan Arms. If you need anything, come find me. Yeah, I'm just gonna check out this window, and you see he goes over. He opens the door downstairs, looks in. Strange. And you see he goes like out of your sight, like walking, presume, towards a window of some kind, to inspect or look around or whatever it may be. Nearth gets a final little scan of the chamber, and then he is going to start making his way towards the front doors.
And the pouch and the
pouch is with Scath, the captain. So the captain who's looking at the window, who's gone into that room, he has the pouch on his belt. And Nerth
Wonderful.
doesn't have anything. Nerth is just leaving.
I would like to. I think my only option is to try and just. You know, in those games, like the Splinter Cell, where it's like stealthy. Hitman was the classic for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, be stealthy, and then it's like, fuck. Bam, 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 bam.
That's called alternate stealth, where there are no witnesses left alive.
What's the quote from
Exactly,
Geralt
it's
in The
like
Witcher 2? You gave me a key, not an invisibility cloak. Like,
This is a cock-up cascade, as they say.
The barbarian rolling stealth with intimidation. It's like, you didn't fucking see me. So I am going to, after Nerth has closed the door behind him, I'm going to slink across toward, like, staying stealthy, slink across towards the, like, along the long edge of the balcony.
Yeah.
My aim over all of this, just to kind of give you a bit of insight, what I want to do is sneak downstairs, cast darkness on one of my lucky coins, as I head down, go down, use the benefit of the darkness that I can see through to sleight of hand the pouch off his belt, and then scarp it by running upstairs and jumping out the window. That's my idea, kind of end to end.
so you got 40 foot of distance to cover to get down to that room. So from that point of, snatching or whatever it is, you're gonna, that'll be you. So around about the halfway point.
I can bonus action dash, and I've got 40-foot base movement, so
So you should be plenty of
I will
space.
have left the door and the window open behind me.
So you leave your route,
I'm
your
aware.
exit route clear. You slink down, move along there, cast a darkness spell, and as you get closer and closer to this room, you hear like.
Darkness does have a verbal component, by the way. Just
So I assume you're casting that kind of like as you're going down the stairs, something like that. I will.
I know it's probably a magic word, but in my head it's lights out, bitch!
Scath doesn't seem to.
Shush, but for your eyes.
If you quietly whisper, the word, it doesn't seem to arouse anything strange or startling from the room you're heading towards. Eventually, you do get there, and as soon as the room is plunged into darkness, Scath immediately is like, "Oh no, wizard of some kind," and you hear shing as he draws his blade, and you see it because you can see through this darkness. He draws this long sword out, and then he draws a short sword in his other hand, and you see he falls into like a very traditional fighter's stance. He like puts one foot in front of the other, pauses, and he just stops, doesn't move, and listens. And he's just waiting for something to happen. If you would like to, what is your intention to put your little coin down at the doorway and then scuttle up to him and then leave that behind to leave him in the darkness as long as possible? Or are you taking it with you? What's the plan?
I'm keeping the coin with me.
Okay. So you, as you enter the room, and he is now very much aware someone or something is happening. I would like you to make another stealth check as you try to move up close enough to get a hand on his belt pouch. 27, more than enough.
20.
You shuffle up all right next to him. Make me a sleight of hand check with advantage because he has no idea you're right next to him. 22. You very gracefully take the little pouch of names. You see he's standing there. He's trying to control. He's instinctively you can tell he's panicking. Cause he can't see anything. His heartbeat's probably risen. His breathing's become a little bit he's trying to keep it control, but it's a little bit irregular, a little bit fast. And you just very gently and he doesn't even notice as you just very very easily slip it out of the loop on his belt. And then you start to back away. Maybe one final stealth check to leave the room.
Sneaky monk.
17 is enough. You sneak back out. What is the radius in darkness? 20 foot?
15, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 foot emanation from the object.
So
on my way out, by the way, I would like to cast Minor Illusion.
Yeah.
Just on the central point of the ceiling of this room.
Yeah.
For a ghostly kind of whale. Not
Sure.
like a woo whale, but like a spooky ghost kind of.
Cool.
There is a ghost whale.
Thing.
Stop
Spooky whale.
wailing!
I can't breathe.
Okay.
And
A
yeah,
natural
more for, like-
one on
go more for,
his
like,
investigation check.
banshee
You hear, but like, you know,
Himself.
Nerf is right, the place is haunted! Stay back, ghost! As you scuttle out the door, as soon as the darkness rescinds, it kind of, he has a moment of pause, as he's like, you know, panicking of the ghost, and you start making your way towards the exit. You hear him like bundle out into the main space, and he's watching this like cloud of darkness, like, and he's like, this strange shadow demon, and you hear him like clang of like a sword being thrown to the ground, and then you hear him like and like a heavy crossbow soars up towards you as he takes a pop shot. Advantage in the darkness. A 11 plus his 3, that will be a 14 to hit. I assume we'll miss.
that will miss. Yeah.
Into like the door frame next to you, you just duck underneath it and make your way through it out. And yeah, and you get to the window and you just throw yourself out, aim for the bushes.
Jump.
Sure.
Even into the bushes. I've got slow fall, so as long as I, when I fall, I can reduce any falling damage by 20.
Yeah, it's
So
only
even if
about
I'm-
2 stories up, so that'll be more than enough to start only about 2d6 anyway.
Yeah.
You leap out, control your landing, perfect roll forward, and yeah, do you keep the darkness up and run away into the night, or what's the plan?
I think as soon as I land, I will pocket the pouch.
Yeah.
And then drop the darkness and just kind of nonchalantly walk
Sure.
around, like walk back to the front.
Perfect.
Just
Make me
dude,
a
Maiden.
final stealth check to just blend in, as it were, with the
26.
you blend in as you see like maybe, or you hear the sound of like Captain Scathy yelling at them like, where have you gone, ghost? As he like climbs, as he gets to them, you see like he's looking out, and he's looking for this darkness. This dark shadow's just disappeared. He runs away from the window back around, comes barging out the front doors of the town hall, like with no weapons on him anymore, because he's throwing them all on the ground, and he's just looking around frantically. And then as he's like looking out, you see he like goes and saying like to grab his sword hilt that isn't there, and he like starts patting his like belt, and he like, and then he goes back inside.
But it's a rogue, right?
Smoking got acquired. I will look to catch up with the rest of the party, minus the
Yep.
owl.
While
Imagine the crossbow bolt hit Bodger and he just reflected it out into the darkness back at him, though.
Yes.
yeah, I was kind of expecting that. It's like,
Was anyone else just expecting that nat 1 on the final stealth check?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's like,
I'm a
come
halfling.
on,
It'd be a
come
natural
on.
2.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
for nine, but
while Bodger's off, you know,
We
doing
once
Mission
had in our
Impossible.
game our halfling roll with advantage and roll 2 2s, and it was like, the gods said no today.
Yeah, but while Bodger's off doing that, what would anyone else like to do?
I think Malice and Behavior wanted to see the person, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you guys want to go speak to the brother and sister? Sure. You make your way over, and it's a little small crowd gathering, but it's beginning to thin out. You hear people like say, like, you know, like you hear people be like, you know, I'm so sorry. It's all like, you know, very apologetic, and like some people are even like thanking, like, oh, thank you so much, Phil, for your sacrifice. If it was me, I would have done it as well. You know, this kind of stuff, and then there's definitely like a very much a thing of respect, and people are even saying like, Bellin, please, come to my house for dinner tonight. We'll treat you. We'll feed you well, and it's very much like a being the sacrifice here is definitely not seen as a scary bad thing.
It's like, thank you for what you are doing for your people.
Yeah, and it's very much like, you know, what do you want your last like meal or whatever to be? You know, it's that kind of like, you know, like very much there's a lot of like respect and time and all that kind of stuff for it.
Alice will hang back and wait for the crowd to disperse further.
Yep, as they disperse a little bit more.
She'll try and not look creepy as she hangs back, but
Yeah.
she is a one-eyed drow, so, you know, her options are limited.
As you're hanging back trying to look creepy, you see that Bahagor's like knelt down, is like sniffing some yellow snow and trying to work out like if it's piss or not. You're muted,
I
Phil.
can't hear him.
Well, I guess he doesn't know that he's
Oh,
muted.
sorry, yeah. I think my dog pissed on my carpet. I think.
The Balagor
Yeah.
says, talking into the snow. But yeah, as the crowd pins a little bit further, you see Velen again, properly now, and she's this quite strong woman, broad shoulders, probably stands about 5'8" or so, so not like, you know, as tall as, you know, a lot of men, but, you know, still tall enough for a woman. She's got, like, strong arms, what? She's taller than the average woman. What do you want from me? That's her height. It's there. It's in the book.
That's a perfectly normal height to be.
You see next to her, and it's very easy to overlook him in the crowd at first, because he's is so much lower than her. He is sat in a chair with wheels attached to either side of it. Unlike his sister, his arms are also fairly strong, but his legs are like almost like withering away to nothing. Through like that kind of like atrophy in the sense. This must be the brother whose name was chosen, perhaps. He is bundled up, a big blanket kind of like draped all over him, and you know, to try to keep him warm. And they're all kind of like all stat, like, you know, are all around there. And you see kind of like you're kind of approaching like the crossing the fill out, and Velen kind of turns to him and says like, "Come on, Kieran, let's go home." And then there's a little bit of like a little back and forth between them. Are you guys just gonna go? Gonna grab him? What's the plan?
I'll approach.
Sure.
I don't say. I approach. I don't say anything. I just stand there for a second.
Velen like looks at you, right? And then she like goes behind her brother, gets the handles in the wheelchair, and begins to push
I'm a
it.
healer. You said your brother is sick? Perhaps I could help somehow.
Her brother Kieran kind of looks up at you and goes like, "I may be unable to walk, but that does not mean I'm not able to speak for myself. Look, no offense, we've seen a lot of healers, and all of them seem to not be able to help me, and that's fine. And I'm still trying to convince my sister that maybe she should just let me be sacrificed, because I am just a burden on everyone anyway. I can't even move without help." That's not the point, Kane.
That's quite a good point. I mean, if you're a burden to everyone around you, you're probably better off dead.
See? At least she kind of gets it. Kate, that's not the point. You've people who love you, and I love you as well, and it's not fair what's happening to you, of all people. You've got a great mind.
Is Bagor there with them?
Yeah, I believe you and Malice went over.
I'll turn around to them and say, well, how about this, both of you? How about if... Have you ever thought that this whole sacrifice was a big fraud?
Bahagor, not here.
Just
Not
an
here.
assumption. Won't
Maybe we
happen.
could go back to your house. It might not be obvious to you, but I'm not from around here. Maybe I have a perspective others don't.
Make me a persuasion check. You either can both make one individually, or one of you can make it with advantage if you have a persuasion ability to help. If you have that ability to help with proficiency.
I do not have. I do
will
not
do
have
one.
points in persuasion.
Pyong.
Surprisingly.
The fuck?
Okay.
11. Fucking
Malice, you want to roll
charisma.
one for crack?
What a bullshit charisma character.
21!
Maybe it's just Malice's bluntness. But
like, you should die, and he's like, this bitch makes valid points.
Velen seems reluctant. However, Kieran is like, yeah, okay, fine, follow us. Velen, let's go home. And she's like, okay. And yeah, she begins wheeling him off kind of in the in like a southerly direction, moving away from the town hall. The home isn't too far away. Slightly slower pace, but after probably about 5-10 minutes or so, you eventually arrive at the Harrowmont homestead. They open the door, they move inside. There's a ramp that kind of like covers the stairs that lead up to the doorway itself. And as you come in, like the house itself is... everything here is built in a way that someone of maybe Bodger's stature would be very happy. A lot of things are lower down, easy to access.
Bodger's going to be pissed when he finds out that he didn't get to come to the short house.
But yeah, it's all kind of deliberately built in a way that would allow them to easily, live without being able to stand at the full height of an average human. So it obviously can be a lot of stuff maybe custom made or shortened or that kind of thing.
So what happened to you?
I was in an accident when I was younger. We were out sailing. Me and my sister, we both worked on a boat here. And I fell overboard and I hit a big chunk of ice in the water, right in the small of my back. I couldn't move my legs. I would have drowned if Ellen didn't jump in and pull me out. I wouldn't have been able to swim. The water was so cold and I was bleeding out. But she's done well off the back of it. She got promoted to first mate shortly after saving me. And she still is the first mate of Oral's Mercy. Yeah, but we're not talking about me, but yeah, he was injured about 5 years ago.
Oral's Mercy. Kind of ironic, given your current situation.
I didn't name the ship. You can blame that on the captain.
You can say your bit now, Bahagor.
Bahagor, you recognize the name Oral's Mercy? It is one of the ships that was tied to, this human man who went nuts.
You can't just claim it's yours. You might have murdered the guy who it was. Maybe that also makes it yours.
Do you know where the captain of this ship is currently? Is he still in town somewhere?
Yeah, Captain Vela sleeps in the ship. She doesn't stay in the town because she's worried about getting picked for the sacrifice, so she actually stays out on the Mer del Dawn. You'd have to go out to the water's edge to get to her. It's not far, a couple of hours or so, but we have to hike out there to meet her, and then we go sailing. She keeps some of the fish for herself to keep herself alive, and then sends the rest back of us to do trade. I kind of handle most of her profits and things like that.
Okay, right. What did you say her name was again?
Captain Vela Sorn. You might know her better as Cold Hand if you're from around here. She's one of her hands is horribly frostbitten. Doesn't work very well.
Captain Cold Hand. Okay, all right. That's fine. I've got some interest in this shape, so I'll probably go and pay the captain a visit at some point.
Fine. You said that you were asking if maybe you thought that these sacrifices and selection process wasn't fair or something?
My friend here has very good eyesight.
So let's just assume that these sacrifices are big fraud and there's no actual selection. There's no random selection. Just pick people they want to. How would you feel about it? How would you feel if we managed to get proof that this is a circus for no purpose?
Well, I mean, it would be great if you could do that, but I mean, the name's being drawn now. It's not going to change my sister's fate.
But what if you can prove that? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you.
Don't worry about that bit. Is there any reason, if it is fake, is there any reason that your name might have been pulled? Anyone you've pissed off, or I don't know, maybe you're not considered to be useful to the community.
Yeah.
I mean, who normally gets picked? Are they normally someone like you?
Make me a persuasion check, one or both of you.
8.
20.
We're taking turns. We're taking turns in being persuasive.
You see, Kieran looks and is like, "Look, I'm a cripple who lives in my house and doesn't do much. Some people might say that I'm some kind of, like drain on society, but at the same time, it's not like anyone else pays for me to be alive except for my sister who works. So the only person who want me dead would be her, to be honest. And considering she volunteered to take my place, says to me that she probably didn't, finagle the vote to get me killed. I mean, like, look, the Drow's right, I'm useless, and I'm probably better being dead. If anyone's going to die for the good of the town, and if that's what the reason is, then it makes sense for someone like me to go. Whether or not I've been chosen deliberately or randomly, it doesn't really matter. Well, you should, like I said, you shouldn't do this. Just let me go instead. No, I'm not going to let you go. It's not fair. And you see she looks at Malice, and she looks at Bahagor. You said you had good eyesight.
Can I inside her to see if she's like
just check she's not a murderer?
Yeah, I mean, has she got like maybe some kind of hidden motives? I don't know.
Sure, make a
11.
11. It's hard to say. Maybe.
Can I incite her?
Inside if you want.
See Bahagor squinting at her and squint too. 18.
18.
Taking turns.
Nothing about her, Malice and Bahagor, really stands out as someone who would want her own brother dead or anything like that. But as she gets more irate, you see she loosens her collar, and as she does so, Malice, you catch the outline of a black tattoo on her neck, which appears to be that of a serpent with wings.
Oh, Zentrum bullshit.
Zentrum bullshit.
Zentrum bullshit.
I'll be able to enter him. They're my favorite faction in the whole of D&D.
You said you had good eyesight, Dragonborn. What is it exactly you saw?
Oh, yes. I must. I don't see this tattoo, do I?
You wouldn't have seen it, but Malice did, yeah.
Okay.
Would I know what it means?
You can make a history check.
12.
12?
Maybe.
I mean, like, it's a tattoo of a winged snake. I suppose, like, you maybe would have, like, in preparation of coming on the surface, been somewhat aware of some of these weird factions that tend to run things up here. Something about a winged snake, there's definitely a connection there, Malice, to something. Like, you've heard of it before or read about it somewhere, but you're just not, like, maybe you need to, like, do a bit more research and do it more exactly what,
like, yep,
what the
that definitely means something.
It's like seeing, like, the Cyrillic, like, cross, or like the Orthodox, like, cross. I mean, like, that's kind of like Christianity, but it's not. And I don't really know what makes it different. It's like there's something weird going on. Like, it's a symbol that there's definitely something relation to it, and it clearly means something. But yeah, without asking or looking it up, you're not going to know off the top of your head.
Cool. So I'll turn around to her and say, obviously, when you draw these names, is there anyone trustworthy that's verifying that the actual people that are being picked are the people that are being picked?
Scath goes around a week before the draw to every house and collects names of everyone currently living in Targos. And then Scath organizes the draw. Speaker validates the name before it's announced. So it's just been the two of them. But the speaker is in power for a reason. We do trust him to,
So the speaker and the scarf are you're saying they're the only two people that can see the actual name of the person being picked.
Yes, it's
no one else.
The same docket is also shown later at the start of the sacrifice normally. To further validate the claims. It's only given to the person and sent out with them.
A nice little souvenir.
Right.
He doesn't think that there was anything on the paper, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that or not.
I did try to ask him that and he kept avoiding the question.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a bit more information before I say that. But yeah, I'm pretty certain from what I've seen, there was absolutely no name on that paper when he picked your brother's name. There was nothing written.
Well,
so
I don't know why he would have
this
picked my brother's name. It's not like we have any, ties or anything
exactly.
or done anything.
Exactly. But well, the fact is, it wasn't a fair lottery per se, because he just said a name that he wanted to say. But now, why he picked your brother, we don't know.
Or you, knowing
could
you
be-
would step forward.
I
Yeah,
don't think
because of
it
that,
would have. My sister stepped forward. That's not something that happens ever.
Isn't that
Yeah,
sweet?
the fact of the matter is, all the people that has been gone into sacrifice, they have been picked unfairly. So this has been a lot of shambles, and we're trying to find a way to figure out if we can get some proof on this, because we just think this is unfair. Or is even the sacrifice necessary for all of this is happening? I mean, how long has this been happening?
Since
when?
the winter started, this everlasting winter, so a good while.
Has anything to do since the speaker being in charge of here, or? Was
To
it
be
even
fair,
before
we
his time?
the speaker was not the one who originally suggested the this type of sacrifice. All the 10 towns do a sacrifice of some kind, whether it's food, like fuel, or people. The bigger settlements lent towards people because they had more of them, and the less people, then the more food and fuel there is to go around generally. I think Bryn Shander was the first to do it, and we kind of copied them.
Strange. I mean, it still boggles my mind why he do such a thing. Well,
Because at the end of the day,
hopefully
the people seem to believe in it. So that's what the masses want.
That should be the case.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with a sacrifice.
The two of them just look at Malith like,
It's just,
Wait,
if
don't
it's
get me
being,
wrong,
manipulated, then it's probably not what the god wants.
I mean, obviously, no.
Casting
no
the words
offense
of
intended,
God
but
unfairly.
perhaps- yeah, also, no offense intended, but perhaps because of your brother's situation, maybe that's why he decided to pick your brother instead of another person. Maybe thinks your brother does not contribute as other people, or as much as other people contribute. I know it's a hard thing to say, but maybe that's what he sees.
That's a hard
And
thing to
that's why he picked
say.
your brother.
maybe. Yeah. And you see, like, Velen, like,
Can I
cross her
try
arms.
casting Lesser Restoration on this guy? It says it can end the condition paralyzed, but I feel like it's a different kind of paralyzed.
I'll let you keep the spell slot because you would know that a paralyzation of like a long-term injury like this is probably going to be more along the lines of like a regeneration or greater restoration. It's probably he's paralyzed in the sense that he can't move the lower half of his body. He's not paralyzed like he's been petrified or something along those lines.
It's not like a magic paralyzation.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of his spine is out of alignment, so you need somewhere to get that correctly back in place.
I'm
just
not
have
really
a
that level of
power
powerful yet. Just
Scrunch him up in the gut.
Yeah, but Velen goes like, well, if you're done theory crafting, I'd appreciate being able to spend the next few hours with my brother and my friends. So if you could leave, that'd be great. I'll see you out.
Oral,
Thank you for your
sometimes
time.
appears as an owl, doesn't she?
I can't say I've ever seen her before.
Well, maybe if you see any owls out there, it's a good sign.
Sure. And she will kind of like usher you guys out onto the step. And then just before you kind of head away, she steps out and closes the door behind her. And then she says, look, I think you both mean very well, but I think you're digging somewhere we're just going to end up getting yourselves looked after in the same way I've been. So I'd advise you stop.
What does the winged snake mean?
It rubs her neck. If you have to ask that question, that means you're not a player in this game. That means you're safe, and you should stop digging.
I think I'm a player in a game much larger than your game.
Sure.
I think now that it said that we're definitely going to be players in this game.
Your funeral. Just be
Maybe I
careful
already
what you
had
say
one.
to the speaker. Or what you get caught doing.
Maybe we should go and have a chat with the speaker himself, in fact. Anyway, thanks for your help. We're going to keep our little chat just between us.
Probably a good plan. And she opens the door back
Best
up
of
again.
luck with the sacrifice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Goes to the door. Oh.
Do you know what
Malice
the
is a
winged
meta.
snake means?
Can I do a history check, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
You also know that there was a couple of winged snakes that the speaker had.
No idea. I mean,
Maybe Bodger will know. He seems kind of shady.
tattoos, right? I mean, I've seen people with tattoos all the time.
Scratch isn't gonna know. But Bodger
I've seen
might.
someone I've seen someone with a chicken tattoo once, and it was awful.
They say sailors are meant to get a rooster and a pig on their feet.
Yeah.
Hard cut to back in the Luskan Arms at a table. Bodger's got his feet up on the fucking seat.
Chicken, fucking pig.
Yeah.
Do you guys all link up,
Big
or
halfway feet.
Yeah, we'll aim to
Yeah.
link up.
sure? I've
Scratch,
been
I
back at the
guess.
tavern. Scratch, you doing anything particular? He's flying around.
Yep, she's keeping an eye on the town. Basically, waiting to scoping out.
Sure.
Basically, just chilling in elf form till the
Scratch
time
is,
right.
catching and eating a lemming to prove that she's an owl to
Probably.
someone.
Probably, yeah. I mean, she definitely did that as an animal, and she has no issue. But but let's do that. She caught the lemming that's just eating it, vibing.
Sure, if you're sat on a boat somewhere, fucking chowing down on this little innocent creature. Sure. So Scratch is nowhere to be seen as the other three of you all regroup in the Luskan Arms.
Right.
You get the goods.
Could.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say that.
So, it might be nothing, but I saw him emptying out all the pieces of paper into this pouch that he. So
And what did you find?
I've not looked in it yet.
We probably
not?
shouldn't, dump it out on the table right here.
I mean,
Exactly. I can't
go in the
really
room.
provide much cover.
You
to,
could
you
go
know,
back to
have a
one of the
little
rooms
look.
and have a look in there.
Right, fucking come on then.
Oh, fucking let's go there.
Hop off the chair and
Doink.
and head up to the room.
Sure. Up to the room.
Bodger, do you know what a winged serpent tattoo might represent?
I suspect Bodger might, particularly with his.
Yeah, do a history check with
Escapades.
advantage,
History.
Bodger. Yeah. Yep, you would be aware of the Zentrum. That sounds a lot like a Zentrum symbol.
Yeah, it's one of the crews that's a bit sort of criminally active, should we say?
Okay, well, our sacrifice
Common
or our
sense.
sacrifice's sister has a big old tattoo on her neck.
How well did it look?
I mean,
Was it fairly new, or had it got
would Malice
fuzzy
know
bits
how
on the
tattoos
outside?
age? Or Drow know
make a
for their
Bits
medicine
on the
check.
outside.
Or Drone know for their tattoos?
Make a medicine check.
I imagine it's hard to get a tattoo when you're already jet black.
It'd be the draw, get
Like
UV
whiteheaders. 7.
ink, 7?
Probably.
Maybe. It didn't look fresh in the sense it wasn't a fresh wound, anything like that. It definitely had healed over. But the woman was only in her 30s, so she would have had to have got it some time ago for it to start to fade and things like that, and to.
I mean, I don't think she got it yesterday, but she said if I didn't know
Right.
what it was,
Good to
it
know.
meant I wasn't a player in the game, and we should be careful what we say to the speaker.
Yeah, so the game here is probably organised crime. or at least maybe some particular facet of it. But you know, don't take too much to get one of those tattoos. You know, like
I imagine someone with a
have them
needle and some coin.
well, yeah, but I mean, tattoos like that you gotta earn. You know, you can't just go tattooing yourself and not being part of that. But obviously, you might be a part of that, and then maybe grow up a little bit. Like, I've got some pretty fucking dodgy tattoos, but I ain't never gonna show you. Keep my boots on. But
I mean, it could just be someone that
I
wanted to.
I'm
fake
totally
tattoo
okay
for
with
this.
that, by the way. Totally fine with not
Yeah.
seeing whatever you have on your body.
okay, cool. Glad we agree on that one. But no, I mean, some people in the cities might want to pretend that they're part of something like this, you know, people on the fringes thinking they'll get a bit of action. But up here, I can't imagine there's much of that. I suppose
I suppose
lot
it
of
would be a
people
good place to
wear it with
hide
shame.
out if you got yourself in trouble. I
yeah,
mean, nobody's
because
really
you
going to
don't
want to
be
look for you up
advertising.
here.
So, have you seen this anywhere else then, other than this person?
What, a winged snake?
Yeah.
We don't have them in the Underdark.
Maybe like the tattoos. Or symbols or something. Out of character, I'm sure we've come across the winged snake
Yeah,
before.
anyone
I think
who
it might have
met.
been Phil.
I think Bahagor was up there
I
when he
think
met
it was
Nair.
only you and Bahagor who met snakes.
Fair. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
What the guard of the speak had a tattoo or something? Can't remember.
I don't think he had any open. He was wearing like he was kind of wearing like plate mail. It's pretty well covered up.
So we want to be able to see.
But he had pet
Right, but
ones.
anyway, let's by the by. So basically, winged serpent or like winged snake, tattoo, Zentarim, organised crime, generally not good people. Or if they're good people now, they've been very bad people in the past.
I mean,
How about this
remember-
pouch then?
Yeah.
But out,
I mean,
let's
I
have a
remember
look.
seeing some flying snakes in the speaker's room when me and you were there. In the room in the
yeah.
cage. There were some flying snakes in there.
Is that also a Zentrum thing, or are they just common pets?
They're not
No.
common pets, but I suppose it's not necessarily like total evidence.
Can
that-
you look at check to see if getting relations to pet snakes and flying snakes and Zentarim?
I mean, it's literally the tattoo.
It's the tattoo
know,
and the
but-
symbol. So like Baldur's telling you that they
Yeah.
are connected.
Okay.
Right, so anyway, this pouch, let's have a look. And Badger will
Tip it
open
out.
the pouch to have a look at the pieces of paper therein.
Okay. There are lots of names here. Plenty. Probably.
Can I like put a blanket down or something first, just to make sure they don't immediately like slip through the floorboards or something?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Snowing names!
You empty them out.
Is it-
It looks like a lot of these do have something written on them. In fact, most of them do. And there's
please
probably
try again.
there's probably like a good few hundred names here. You would say probably the entire population of Torgos. You start to sift through them. Make me an investigation check.
Us?
Yeah, all of you.
8.
7.
3.
We're so clever.
You find lots of just random names that don't mean anything, nothing you recognize.
You dump
I mean,
them out, and all 3 of our characters who are not high intelligence just go, oh, that's a lot of words.
Well, you're looking at them and it's like,
I'm organising by first name alphabetically, you're organising by surname alphabetically, and Bahagor is organising them by how much he likes the look of the fucking words. This ain't gonna work.
Oh, he's doing it on vibes.
yeah.
I mean,
but-
look at it. It looks exactly the same. But,
I think you're holding that
Visual
upside
assist.
down.
oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh.
turns the upper one the wrong way around.
That's a fortune cookie, mate. That's not a
Oh.
name. That's your future.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Oh fuck! I just mixed with them now. Fuck.
Yeah,
I'll
but
just leave
the
it
problem is you guys don't really know enough people in Targos to even know if these are real names or old names or what.
Is there blank? Is there any blanks in there?
So
You're just listing up of names like Glenn Holdbarrel. That sounds like someone who would live here.
I'm gonna say that you end up searching through these pile of names for the amount of names there are, probably the guts of 2 hours based on those checks, until you start finding things that are interesting. You do find a singular blank one, which, unlike all the rest of them, is folded in half.
So he knows which one to pick.
There is also a few as you go
But why
further
not
in.
just write his name on it and then fold it in half?
As you go further in, there's also more as well. This might help you uncover more mysteries. Let me just lay out what you got, and then you can theory craft.
We don't need evidence.
Okay.
We're just gonna fucking guess.
That's
No,
fine. Go for it.
we're just talking through it, you know?
Yeah.
We're theory crafting as you're telling us.
You find that there are also 12 names, which are slightly different than the other ones. The names are Jarek Multhoon, Helka Brinshade, Orvan Duskwhistle, Cilia Thornbraid, Captain Ralver Thorn, Nymera Elemold, Kelvor Tradewind, Thuldric Ironfoot, Veya Darnsmoke, Tommen Wraith, Nerth Maxildar, and Scath. All of them
Scath.
have had a line drawn clean through the name with a quill hard enough to make it you could feel the bump of that like actual thing. All the other names are written very, very lightly, so you know they would just feel like no one put in the pages. But the actual line that scores them out is so hard that you could feel that little bump.
Okay, so those are cis. I don't know who most of those are, but Scaff makes sense that they wouldn't want to pick him. So they give them the
Why?
henge.
Who's Scath?
Scaff is the guard. Is the guy that hangs around with the speaker.
Yeah, that's not a great pick.
Yeah.
So maybe they just
Maybe there are
Maybe
other
the town
up and
guards are
comings.
maybe they just so it
Maybe.
kind of highlights which ones they are, so they don't get picked. Like important people.
But if you already know you're
So-
picking the blank one, then what does it matter?
Suppose if you're not the one doing the picking, or as a backup, or something else. Because there's one angle, right, which is reach in, make sure you don't find a bumpy one, everything else is going to be alright. There's a second one, which is make sure that in your hand, you've got a folded up piece of paper that's blank, reach in, pull one out, it's the blank one, you read out the blank one, whichever fucking name you want, and then pop it back in.
Yep, exactly.
So
I think the other names are
one's just, make sure you don't get these people, and then the second one's for fuck that person in particular.
And maybe all the other names there are just there for the for the sake of being there. They're never gonna get picked in the first place. I think they're always targeting that one single piece of paper that has no name in it.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
it feels at least
Do we
like
know
some
anything-
level of damning evidence.
But do we know anything about the people that have been picked before? Like
Ask around the
past
tavern.
victims. Maybe.
Just wonder what kind of connection they have between themselves. Because we spoke to them and the guy in the wheelchair and his sister, and they didn't seem to have anything of importance. There was no particular reason why they'll.
Unless it's this Zentrum thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe could it be, as I said, maybe they picked the brother so the sister would go instead of him.
But apparently that's not very common.
Hmm.
I mean,
Maybe
it
they
would be
knew
kind of a
them.
long shot, you know? Why not just pick the sister? For all they knew, they could
Okay,
pick
well-
the brother and she'd be like, well, tough luck, bro. Time to wheel off to your
Or
death.
is she even gonna be sacrificed? Because maybe, if she's part of the Zentrum people, maybe she's gonna walk until we can't see her anymore, and then whatever's at the end, there's some of the Zentrum that's gonna be waiting for her at the very end, and she's gonna be fine.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it's a
or
way to
maybe-
smuggle out people.
Perhaps.
You know?
Why
Fake
don't
your
you
death.
Or maybe
Why
it's a
don't
way
you
of.
two
Sorry,
go,
or maybe it's-
work your charms in the tavern, I'm going to do a little collage here of these names and put these heavy scored ones in the middle.
Red string across.
I'm going to try and make something that we can maybe anonymously display somewhere.
Sure.
That's going to make people realise, wait a minute, this system's a bit fucked. And, you know, not have it come back to bite us. And maybe you just listen and look around. Because we've been here for fucking 2 hours. My knees are aching. And if my knees are aching and I'm in a bedroom and it's not for any particular purpose, then I don't like it, alright? So let's just get going.
Sure. Me and Bahagor will go down to the tavern and I'll put my excellent charismatic skills to use.
Exactly. You get it. Alright, good luck. Bahagor.
Okay.
Do
Let's
the
go.
talking.
Okay.
Let's do the thinking.
Oh, I'm good at making friends.
Like, Bahagor, do the talking. Malice, babysit.
Do the thing. Stop
the
letting
thing.
him do the other thing.
Okay.
Bargo, do the talking. Malice, make sure doesn't talk shit.
So
Bahagor, do the talking. Malice, do the shutting up.
Roger, what are you intending to do with these names in particular? Are you trying to search around still? Anything else?
He said he was doing a collage, so he probably wants to make them into like a whale or a seal, maybe.
Oh, a seal, please.
What I'm looking to do is arrange these names so that it's very clearly got the heavily scored out names in the middle, and then around it the names of other people, so that if they are bullshit names, people could be like, we don't know 50 of these names, what's going on? And B, people will look and think, these are a bit suspect, all of these names are in the middle and they're all heavily scored out, if our suspicions are correct. But crucially, if they are completely wrong, and we are completely off the beaten path with our theory crafting here, then it won't come back to bite us on the ass, and people will just go, oh, the names, cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
Where is your intention to put these?
My intention is to put these. I want to be the last one out to the edge of the lake as this sacrifice is going on.
Yeah.
And have it so that as everybody's coming back, it's in pride of place in the town square or in front of the town hall or tavern or somewhere that people would walk past.
So you're gonna like maybe put it on like a blanket or something, fold it up as neat as you can, and then unfold it at the site. Because obviously, if you're making, you need somebody to transport them.
Yeah, I'm just having a look through my inventory to see if there's anything that I can do.
Well, there will be a blanket in the room if you want to take
them
the one off the
together.
bed. You know, like take the bed sheet or something. Or
Yeah.
okay. Scratch. Anything you would like to do? Or are you just gonna keep idling around at the speed of sound?
So no, Scratch would just be. She try to maybe handle. As she flies, or she trying to keep an eye on the sacrifice scene if she's moving around town.
Sure. Yeah, you probably see that she leaves her own house after a couple of hours, goes to one of the houses a few doors up. From outside, even looking out the window, you see that they are having like a nice big meal. You know, there's like her brother is also there, and then just, you know, it seems to be like a little bit of a thing. Someone breaks out like a bottle of like, you know, something, be like strong alcohol. It just, you know, it's definitely a somber, it's not like a celebratory affair by any means, but definitely trying to make it as at least somber as possible. Then after that meal is finished, she eventually goes back to her own home with her brother, and then they kind of stay in there for the next couple of hours until, you know, time is kind of beginning to tick over. Probably right about the 10 p.m. mark. She slips out again. Her brother doesn't come with her this time, and she heads off in the direction of the Luskan Arms.
Yep. She keeps flying, or she just follows her.
Yep.
She's not stealthy about it. She just, you know.
Yeah, you're all people aren't really overly suspicious. You see that she goes in the Luskan Arms as she kind of like steps in. See people like someone offers like buys her a drink, you know, this kind of stuff. She's like, yeah. And then she makes her way upstairs towards the rooms. While she's passing through, and you're staying outside because you're an owl. Meanwhile, Bahagor and Malice, you guys are down in the main kind of like tap room space. Probably about 20 minutes into your schmoozing, eventually you see the actual Velen actually passes through. You see someone buys her a beer, which she like has like a big gulp of and leaves it on the table. Nods a little thank you and then begins to head towards the stairs.
What if we should? You think you should follow her? Or should think go talk to her? Or should talk to someone else?
Could split up.
Okay.
Sound of
I'll go
Bodge
speak to-
upstairs like, no.
All right, I'll go and try to find out more about the sacrifice from people around the tavern. Maybe they'll don't know anything that can, you know.
Don't buy
link
people
all the
milk though.
sacrifices. It says that is already okay. Okay.
She says that the barman's already walking back with like 2 pints of goat milk. Barman's like,
Okay. Actually, you know, I'm gonna speak to the barmaid. Or bartender, whatever it is.
Hey, you approach the proprietor, Owen
oh, is this the guy who's
Tarsnell.
depressed? Yeah, it is.
Hello.
Maybe they should
Hello,
send
my
him
friend.
to be the next sacrifice. He's bumming everyone out.
What can I get
Yeah.
for you?
Oh, well, I can see everyone is in a little bit of a mood after this the sacrifice election, eh? What do
Well,
you think?
I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm elated that I haven't been picked.
Wow, well, I mean,
Hold
I'm
his
sure they want to
face
miss you.
there.
Anyway,
Jesus.
what so how about the other people that got sacrificed? Do you know anything about them in the past?
Well,
Who they were, or what they do, what they related to, were they important to this town or not?
They had a big winged serpent tattooed on their neck.
Yeah, did they have to have any tattoos?
You know,
around
just
them?
totally
You know?
casual questions.
By the way, I'm talking like this. I'm looking his neck, see if I can find like a.
sure. Make like a perception check.
It's like, yeah. So we know tattoos. 21.
He doesn't seem to have any weird tattoos or anything though.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
so about the
I mean,
previous people.
last month I think there was that guy who went nuts and murdered his wife. Doro something I think he was called.
What really? Did you know this fella? Did you know anything about him?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of people in this town. Lots of them drink here in Three Flags, so I probably would know his face if I saw his face again, but I didn't really know him personally that well.
I heard his name before. Was it the same fella that used to own some ships in the docks? Was it that fella?
I mean, lots of people own ships, so probably. The
Hogwarts
town
speaks
does a
himself.
lot of trade on the water, a lot of fishing. So he probably owns ships if he was living here. Would be my
I see.
assumption.
You know that this crime is that he killed his entire family.
Yeah.
Did anyone investigate this?
Oh,
position?
like the town guard looked into it, I think.
Is anyone specific, like a town captain or I don't know, a detective? Or, I don't know.
I would say probably
Investigator.
Captain Scath would be the one they ask for that.
Captain Scaff, right? I see. Seems like he's a big deal around town. Obviously, I mean, obviously he looks after the guys, doesn't he?
Before that guy, there was another guy. He was called Brenthel, I think. He
And
was a
what happened to
trapper. He promised that he'd survive the night, and that he wouldn't die on the lake. Whenever the fishermen were coming back the next day, they actually found his boots frozen solid under the lake's surface, and he was nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
There was an old woman before that. She must have
And then
been maybe 80 or something like that.
Really? And then, let me guess, they didn't find her body either.
Oh no, they found bits of that one.
Wow.
I think she got attacked by something on the ice, maybe. You know, this happens a lot, you know, once a month. The youngest one they ever go, I think, was about a child of maybe 11.
Child.
Well, yeah, everyone's name's put in. He was called Tovin. Good kid.
Torvin.
Bit of a wanker, to be honest. Played a lot of pranks.
Fuck that kid.
Right.
That kid was zen to him, I know it.
Did they even find his body at all? No.
It said that he just jumped in the water, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll see. Right.
Very
from
happy topic,
anyone-
this.
Has any of your, I'm sorry to ask this, but has any of your relatives ever been picked? Or anyone very close to you being picked?
No, my family have never been picked at all. We were all living long, happy lives. No issues for us.
Very happy.
Yeah.
So
No,
you're
no,
very happy
no
life
Tarsanels have ever been selected, which is good. I keep using that as an excuse for maybe a woman to finally love me, but some people say that that's not, you know, enough excuse. But I say a
You know
good
what they
track
say,
record's
there's
hard to
always
beat.
Someone special for every, you know, there's always someone special for everyone.
Yeah,
Out there. So I'm sure yours will come, my friend.
I'd need someone who
might
can
not be
match
today.
my, you know, spirit.
Yes, I mean, look around you. There's a lot of cheerful spirits around the stopping as well. I'm sure one day someone's gonna walk through those doors, right into your arms, and you're gonna live a mediocre, happy life.
Me too. I bet it'll happen at some point. And when it does, I'll be
Yes.
almost as overjoyed as I am today for surviving another lottery.
Could be today, or it could be in 80 years, but I'm sure it will happen. Anyway, thanks for your time.
You're not gonna order a drink?
Yeah, go on.
You want another
Give me a
milk?
glass of milk.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was last time. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go get you some. Just wait here, and then he goes off in the back. Hey! Come on, Philip, just give me the milk. Meanwhile,
If the goat is called Philip, you might be getting a different kind of milk.
Come here, Philip.
here's your salty milk, sir. Malice, you go up the stairs, following after Velen. Are you trying to be stealthy, or
Why not?
take a stealth check then?
Not my forte, but why not? 13.
13. She doesn't notice you following her up. And as you follow her all the way to the top floor, you see she knocks on a door, and then the door's open from the inside, and you hear a voice kind of like hushed whisper. What's your past perception?
17.
Okay, you hear someone who sounds like the speaker, kind of be like, I was expecting you, Velen. Please, come in. And then you hear her be like, don't talk to me like that, you sick fuck. As then she goes inside the door and closes, and hear it lock from the inside.
I'm gonna go listen on that door.
Okay, make me a perception check as you eavesdrop at the door.
Oh no.
Pretty perceptive. I'm a cleric. I'm not super perceptive today.
15's pretty good.
15.
It's okay.
You, this conversation is being had fairly quietly. However, it does bubble and boil over at points, which are the bits you probably hear the most of. You hear Ellen being like, I can't believe that you would pick my brother. And is this all just because of the Gortash ships? I don't even have any. I'm the first mate. I'm not a captain. It's not my fault that you guys fucked up on whatever it was you were trying to do to get that money. Look, this was nothing to do with me. I don't know why you're picking on me. Well, I do believe, Velen, that it's fair to say that you have hindered our ability to acquire the assets. And you know how important trade is for us up here. If we're going to monopolize it, that means we need ships to sail things from Bremen to here, up to Lonelywood, and lock down Mer Dunval for ourselves. We're already making great progress in the other towns as well, so I don't really see you digging your heels in on ships that you have no right to owning, and don't even captain. You should simply convince them to see our way, and you have failed to do that. I thought maybe your brother would have given you a little bit of encouragement, but it seems you've done something very stupid and have put yourself up. Well, I'm glad I have in front of everyone else, because at least I know that I've fucked you over at the very least, the same way you're trying to fuck me over. Let's speak calmly.
No,
Maybe,
calmly. Come on.
if you prove that you are capable, maybe Oral will, by some miracle, let you live the night, and you will still be of use to us. Maybe under a different name or guise, but I'm sure we can find some way to slot you back in. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care anymore. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with all this dancing around, or whatever it is. All you care about is money and trade. Well, money makes the world go around, my dear. I'm sorry I can't convince you, but you have 2 hours until the midnight hour, when you will be cast out naked on a lake. Nothing but your boots to keep you warm. I'm sure that will, I'll let you think on it, shall I say. Fuck you. Pleasure doing business with you, Velen. Fuck you! And then you hear coming towards the door.
Scarper!
Do you just run, or are you gonna be stealthy?
I'm gonna try and be stealthy.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
7.
Oh no.
You're like ear to the door, listening to all this gossip, and then you hear the footsteps, and you like turn, but like you don't stand up, and you trip over your own knee and like roll down the stairs. And as the door opens, you're kind of like laid like on the floor. As you like just kind of like pull yourself around the corner, and you hear dum, 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 of someone coming down the stairs. You see she looks, sees you like picking yourself up, narrows her eyes at you, and then she makes her way out and just heads down out the tavern.
Yeah. If you can't incriminate me, she'll be dead in 2 hours.
And
Shit, no, Scratch!
with the information beginning to be gathered and the web being unpicked, I think that is a good time for us to stop. And next time we'll come back and maybe we'll finally see this sacrifice that we've all been waiting so patiently for. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.